Alright, welcome back, welcome back. What a wonderful week it's been. I've had a great week because these glasses just arrived a few days ago and I've been loving them. I think they look super cool. I've also had a few people tell me it looks like science goggles from a lab. But I disagree because you know why? This is what science goggles look like. And if you have a beacon with you, that's when you look like a real scientist. But that's beside the point. I find that a lot of people get quite conscious when choosing glasses because they are quite afraid of what people think about them and they need that person's opinion, But I think the simplest way to think about it is if you like them and if you think you look cool in them, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what people think. If you have confidence, then the glasses will suit you. Now, if you're new to this channel, then hi, my name is Antonio, I'm an optometrist. I basically examine eyes for a living. And today, we'll be talking about the one-day Acuvue Oasys Contact Lenses from Johnson & Johnson. The reason why I wanted to make this video is because when patients come into the clinic, they want to know a lot about contact lenses and there's so much to learn about them. But if I go on and ramble on about this lens being good at that, but bad at this and all that, it would take me forever. So I'd much rather do it here on YouTube than when I have to talk about hygiene and compliance and things like that. So let's begin. For anyone who is new to contact lenses, you're probably sitting there like, oh yeah, Acuvue, I've heard of them. Aren't they the real popular ones? Just to clarify, Acuvue is a contact lens brand made by the company Johnson & Johnson. And in that Acuvue brand, there are different products such as the Acuvue Oasys, Acuvue True Eye, Acuvue Define, and so on and so forth. So hopefully that cleared things up. But to add a little bit more complexity, the Acuvue Oasys lenses come in two variants. One is a daily disposable lens and the other is a 2-weekly replaceable lens. But seriously though, I think Johnson & Johnson need to work on their naming because it's so hard to keep up with all these different names and all this variety. Too many times I get patients in the clinic and I want to know what lens they're using and they'll just tell me, oh, I'm using Acuvue. And I'm just sitting there like, is it the Acuvue Oasys, True Eye, Define? Is it Vita? Is it what? Which one? Now, I'm not a chemical engineer, so I can't tell you exactly what these lenses are made of and what sort of properties they have. But what I can tell you is what the vision is like, how it performs on the eye, and what people generally think about them. But before we get into it, let's look at some numbers. The one I'm rocking has a base curve of 8.5mm, but you can also get them in 9mm too if you have a flat cornea. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I made a video on this exact topic, so feel free to watch it in your own time. The diameter comes at 14.3mm, typically a little bit wider than what most lenses are, and the water content is 38%. For those of you who might not know, in the world of contact lenses for astigmatism, 38% is pretty damn low. And the lower the number, the less dry you'll feel. Most other contact lenses lie in sort of the 50% range. And based on my personal preference, the water content has a huge impact on how the lens will feel on the eye, especially after a full day's wear. So these lenses are really good on days where I just wake up and think to myself, maybe I don't want to wear glasses today. Because I can put them in the morning, keep them in for the rest of the day without my eyes feeling like the Sahara Desert. Which leads me to my next point, which is comfort. At the end of the day, my eyes aren't red and irritated and it just feels good. These lenses are coated in what J&J call the Hydrolux technology, which is basically a coating that helps the lenses feel more comfortable on the eye. It helps by repelling hydrophobic lipids, which make the lens feel dry, and instead they attract water molecules. And when the lens itself is surrounded in water molecules, it almost feels like as if you don't have anything on the eye. I typically wear these lenses when I play sport because the sport I play, which is basketball, involves a lot of physical contact and a lot of peripheral awareness. This is me, by the way, in the black. Yay, I blocked someone. I like to show up to the stadium nearby and just play with random people on my weekends. This is generally how I like to relieve my stress. He calls for the screen. Oh, he's going left. Oh, he scores! After I'm done playing basketball, I'll take a shower, but typically forget I have these lenses in. Just a genuine question though, do you guys take your lenses out before you take your shower, or do you keep them in? And for those who keep them in, do you find that the lenses dry out quite badly after your shower? Well, this lens is definitely no exception. But the more I wear them, the more I find that on some days it doesn't feel dry after my shower, and I just keep them in without any issues for the rest of the day. I keep them in after the shower because after basketball, I generally like to eat something nice outside. And these lenses work perfectly because they also block UV from entering your eye as well. So it's basically like wearing sunblock for your eyeballs. Wait, should I be protecting my eyes from the sun? Because I didn't know that. Yes, you absolutely should. If you don't already, please wear sunglasses outdoors. And for some reason, if you hate sunglasses, then you can just wear UV protected contact lenses instead. And just maybe put on some sunblock around the eyes or something. If you want extra coverage, then use a hat. I like to use the ones that cover my neck as well. And I think they look pretty cool too. But that's beside the point. Are there any downsides to this lens? Yes, absolutely. This is J&J's flagship model, and so do expect it to be a little bit more pricey than other contact lenses. But from my personal experience, I think the price is justified because the lens is that good. But one thing that really triggers me is the packaging. It's so hideous. I wish they could make it look cleaner, like there is no need for all this writing on here. Another thing is that these foils are really hard to snap off. You almost have to like finesse them. Unlike CooperVision's My Day, which snap off like magic. Also, the lens itself is quite soft if you put it in a good way, but if you put it in a bad way, it's floppy and hard to handle, so might not be the best for beginners. But that really depends on the perspective you see it from, I guess. Do I think this is a dope product? Hell yes. The price of this lens in Australia is quite reasonable, and you can even claim it under your health fund, so it does open up a few options. And if you haven't tried these lenses already, then I would highly recommend you try them. I have a ton of other things that I want to review on this channel, like the transitions range, which are the lenses that turn dark outside, and all these different types of eye drops for dry eyes. So if you don't want to miss that, then hit subscribe. And if you don't want to, why not? Well, I'm going to wrap up the video here. I hope you learned something new, or at least found something useful. If you did, then yay, thumbs up to you. If you want a thumbs up back, then I'll greatly appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.